Okay, so we're gonna do a little comparison of CTV, the way they cover the issue of crystal meth in Moncton. We're not gonna go into no details, but listen to this this educational journalism. I'm so tired I can't even talk. Anyway, to this piece of work. Here we go.
A tent encampment was cleared from a popular walking area in Moncton this morning. It happened without incident, and as CTV's Derek Haggett tells us, it could be a sign of things to come.
It was a sizable operation. Moncton Fire, bylaw enforcement, and the RCMP descended on a marshy area near the Petitcodiac River for a cleanup operation this morning that targeted homeless camps.
Choose to be homeless. Okay?
Some sites are abandoned and some still in use, all located on city property around the Riverfront Trail area, which is popular with walkers and cyclists.
There's a number of encampments or debris that have been left behind.
How's that for a kick in the head? Another Charles LeBlanc. Another one. This guy, I remember a few years ago, call him an asshole. He's the fire marshal and the deputy chief now. Oh, he got a promotion. Anyway, Charles LeBlanc was shutting down all the rooming house in Moncton. So there's no more rooming house, and really, this Charles LeBlanc must have know what he was doing, because thank God there's no rooming house, because it would be chaos with the medheads. But let's see what he got to say.
Last few weeks, there was a couple encampments here on site as well. So we've basically notified all those persons that were here between 7 and 10 days ago that they would eventually have to move.
5 or 6 people were on site when crews arrived, but LeBlanc says the operation went smoothly and there were no arrests. Residents were also informed of shelter options and available services. Homeless advocate Trevor Goodman was glad to hear that and believes complaints left the city with few options.
So I think they went about it in the best possible way.
This guy's a piece of work. This guy's a true piece of work. Now, notice so far, they never mentioned the issue of crystal meth. Never once. Never. Now listen to this guy.
I mean, ultimately, I would like to...
It's left the city with few options.
So I think they went about it in the best possible way. But I mean, ultimately, I would like to see, a situation where individuals don't need to be forced to leave a space that they identify as their home.
Identify as their home. A space to identify as their home so they could destroy and rob everything around. Very nice people.
Those spaces are hard to find. Many of the city's vulnerable population leave shelters.
Again, vulnerable population.
It's warmer, and some don't use them at all. Many of the city's vulnerable population leave shelters when the weather gets warmer, and some don't use them at all.
Some folks have had trauma. They've been, physically, sexually assaulted.
Trauma, physically, and sexually assaulted in the shelter. I never hear of that before. That's the first time. Notice this bird here never even mentioned the issue of crystal meth. And they don't say that these people that's on the street refuse to follow rules. They will not follow rules. That's the first thing of a meth head. Do not follow rules.
They've, been robbed, or
they got robbed in the shelter.
Physically, sexually assaulted in shelters. They've, been robbed, or they just feel the freedom. I want to be outside. I want to be able to come and go as I please.
Today's operation was only the beginning. LeBlanc says similar work will be undertaken in other areas in the next few weeks. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
What a bunch of horseshit. We feel the freedom to go and choose where we go. We don't have to go by rules, and we could do whatever we want. I mean, what a bunch. CTV News, from now on you play this shit. Play the violin behind. You know, we're getting worse than the CBC.